Look at that, like one ginger hair. Why is it that I've got just a really coppery hair? People have always said that like I'm a little bit ginger. And like sometimes my beard comes across a bit ginger. Oh, I've never ever seen a ginger hair. Oh, what the hell's that? That's mad. Is it possible to change hair colour? I don't know. Probably not. Also, it's raining, so the temperatures are down. It's nice and cool. Have they cut down a load of trees there? Or is it me? No, yep. Trees cut down, so we can see the lake again. Way. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the day, the video doing. How's it going today? I'm just going to check out this view and all the different rooms. How's it going? Today has been another relatively long day. Got up normal time, just gone 6, and went. Oh, that's weird looking. Oh, that's weird. That was like right over. Oh, this is great. It's like so much lighter now. Well, hey. I did block the sun coming in, which could be seen as a good thing. So yeah, got up at normal time, got in the car and headed on over to work. I left at like 2 today. And the road I drive on seems to be a time machine. And no matter what, you get there at 5:02. I've never done that drive in 20 minutes. On the way back, absolutely no cars, absolutely none. And it still took me half an hour. I don't understand what it is about the roads that like it just somehow magically is quicker sometimes. Also, something that was interesting is that I am still on above 46 miles to the gallon, which is great. That's fucking brilliant. So I've got 46.3 miles to the gallon. I think it's petering off now, so I think that actually is my average. It has been like slowly increasing from like 45. So I think that I am averaging 46 miles to the gallon, which means petrol is nice and cheap, which is good. It basically means that I come under budget for petrol every month, because I've budgeted like £50 a month petrol, which is brilliant. Might even get to the point where, well no. No, yeah, I could, that's a lie. It's not going to get, it could get close to the amount of money it would cost to bus into town for my old job. Could get close, but it's not going to, I don't think. Because I used to longboard as well, so it's untruthful of me to say that I, but in winter time I guess. Waffling, Jamie. So yeah, otherwise at work today, messing around with more Hibernate stuff. I had a couple of interesting bugs in it that were confusing me, and then one fixed itself, I don't know how, and then appeared in another method. And it's definitely not related. And I don't know how I fixed it the first time. It just seemed to fix itself, and now I can't get it to fix again. So that's irritating. And I was trying to figure that out on the way. Otherwise, we had like a bit of training about the software that they use to track bugs and stuff and work. Instead of like TFS Online, they use Jura, which I believe is made by the same people who make Bitbucket, but I don't know. What else? And then that's basically it, just like mashing through these projects, which has been fun. It's been a lot of work, and it's kind of like irritatingly difficult as well, which is doing my absolute nutting. Ladies and gentlemen, what else? We got back, I've just like put my clothes to wash and stuff, because tomorrow's just down Friday. And I'm about to sit down and do some work. Oh, at lunch I was programming on my project, re-architecturing the system. Yesterday I was talking about a builder pattern. What I know as a builder pattern is actually called an factory pattern, which I always thought made more sense. It makes a lot more sense to call it a factory than a builder, because a builder, well no, it does make sense to call it a builder, but either way, now I've got things like argument collection factory. So yeah, I'm going through and just changing and stuff and refactoring it as I go. But it's kind of weird because obviously as you develop it, you develop different key things at a time. Whereas as I'm translating it from one system to the other, I'm kind of going like this, like sweeping through it instead of core things and then building out. So it's like a weird workflow that I'm trying to get used to and trying my hardest not to like lose track of myself. But yeah, So I'm going to do that until Laura gets back. And then we're going to have dinner and stuff, and then I think Laura might be going for a run, but I don't know because it's raining. If it's raining, well, I won't go with her. I don't know if she is going today because she went yesterday. But we'll find out. Only she knows the answer to this. Hey Jamie, why is it you do... When she does that clicking thing, she goes like, I don't know if you heard that because I was talking, she goes like... That basically is her way of saying, fuck off, will you? You ever like... when we try and get her out at the weekend, because we're trying to like clean out her cage and stuff, we'll go in, she'll be asleep in her house, and you'll go in and like just rustle the like sawdust and stuff, and she'll come out of her house and go fuck off. So ladies and gentlemen, what's been going on? I have been working away, the laptop's there. I want to work on Atlas, but I think I said this in yesterday's video, because I do work at lunchtime, I can't have my laptop being versions behind, so I can't risk doing work on Atlas and forgetting to sync it or something stupid like that, or getting to a point where I can't say, or saying that I haven't got continuous builds anymore. But anyway, so that's been what I've been doing basically. I did that until Laura came home. We like talked about our days and stuff. She was out having lunch with friends, and work's been busy and all that kind of good stuff, and we've been talking about that. And then we had dinner, and then we kind of like potted around a bit. I was like partially on my laptop, I was like reading things, I wasn't really working. Been looking up today how dependency injection works in some of the frameworks that I'm using in C#. Because I've used dependency injection before. I used Constructure, gonna get dev talk on you now, ladies and gentlemen. No, in fact, wait, hold on. So we had dinner, chatted, watched Spotless, which we'll watch on Netflix, which is pretty good. And then watched the news. Laura went to bed. I've been up programming. I'm in the mood where I just want to write more code. So I want to carry on, but it's past 1 in the morning and I've got to go to work tomorrow. Laura didn't go for a run today, she's going for a run tomorrow morning instead, so she's getting up at 5:30. I'm imagining I'm not going to be getting up at 5:30, but you never know. But yeah, I've got to go to bed, because if I don't, I'll end up staying up till like 2 or 3 and I'll regret it when I wake up at 6. So there are limits, Jamie, to your continuous fight for more hours of the day. Programming. I've been... Yeah, I was reading up on... That's why I was talking about it. I was reading up on inversion of control and using a... what's it called? It's not a dependency injection framework, because you don't technically need to use dependency injection to do it. It's an inversion of control thing, which basically means that you can define externally how to build things, so that your program, you don't have to build things start from the ground up, because not all of you may have heard of these terms. Dependency injection is the act of injecting dependencies into code. So if you had something that needed to log stuff, you would inject the logger in so that it can then log stuff. This can either be done through parameters, through methods, so you can have an attribute setter, or through the constructor. I much prefer the constructor. Fuck attribute setters. I don't trust that. That's that. What else has been? Yeah, so inversion of control things. Normally how you would do that then is you'd have one constructor that is empty, or only has the data that you need, and then you have another constructor which accepts the dependencies. If you call the empty constructor, it sets the dependencies to just new instances of, say, it'll go new logger, etc. And it'll do that, which is all fine and dandy. To be honest with you, that doesn't really cause much problems. It's how I did my entire project, it's how I've always done it, but it does cause some issues. At work at the moment, I'm obviously doing Java, so it's a little bit different. We're using Spring, which allows you to create beans and inject them in, although we're doing it in XML and stuff like that, but it's different to the way that it works in C#. So I was looking into how I do it in C# and I was getting myself confused, because in Spring and Java, you highlight on a tag you say like, this is a resource, populate it with a bean, so Spring does it. Whereas here what you do is, you, at startup, you run some code that basically registers all of the types you ever want, and then you create the first one. Because you essentially have a dependency tree, it can then go down the tree and populate all of them all at once, immediately, and then it keeps them stored up in the thingy, in the ether, so you only have like one, and then that gets shared around all of them, and all this clever stuff. It simplifies things like relationships between different stuff. So if I create something here, I don't have to have two of them floating around in memory, just to have one over there. I can just have one that stays the same as long as it's thread safe. This good stuff. So I was looking into how to do that. I figured it out. I thought, like, I kept thinking to myself, like, yeah, but how do I reference it? And then I'm like, but you're right, I don't need to do that. One of the best things about this as well is for code coverage, it's so irritating having a constructor, having two constructors, because one of them you only have for testing, the other one you have not for testing. So it's normally unusual to test the one that's not for testing, which means you have a blip in your code coverage, which always irritates me because it means I can never hit 100%, unless I just do ensure this doesn't throw an exception, lol, cheating. So yeah, I've been doing that and I've got it working. I'm using Simple Injector in C#, and it's very nice, it's very cool, I like it a lot. So that's that. Oh, a good thing that it's cleared up as well. Way back when, over a year ago, when I was writing the command line interface for my project, I got into a kerfuffle because the code needed a list of all of the known arguments, and it was creating, so I end up having like, I'm trying to build a collection of arguments that have been passed in using a list of known arguments. And to do that I built like a weird, I had this issue with like circular references and infinite loops and stuff, so I ended up, because the constructors, where I would do like new this, new that, the constructors would initialize each other, so I'd like, it was a mess basically. My workaround was to introduce a new object and a new interface that was called like argument list, as well as my argument collection, to store the known one so it was completely separate, and then I could just instantiate that. Dependency injection completely avoids that issue, because I can say, if I ever want an list of arguments, bam, there you go, give it these arguments, and it's all handled outside of the code. I'm going to figure out ways to test it, because it's not really tested. There's a verify statement at the end, which ensures that it can do everything it wants to do. So it will say, like, if it's expecting an I collection and I haven't defined an I collection, it will throw an error. But there's no way of testing what's, at least what I can tell, there's no way of testing what's inside the I arguments. Because you can't really have a dependency injection kit for your dependency injection kit. So I'm going to have to look into a way of trying to do that. I think it might be possible with this one, because I can... it should be possible, but it's something I've got to look into. But essentially, yeah, I've like been tearing down that tree, like working down this dependency tree, testing things as I go and building it up. I think it is actually going to be a semi-decent task to do it as I go, but as I'm going through I'm making changes and making it a bit better and a bit nicer, and I'm going to ensure that I've got obviously full testing, and I'm going to introduce acceptance testing at each level as well, because, to be honest with you, once I have all of the services up and running, all I need to do is extend the services, like, so it pays to ensure the architecture is built to support the services nicely. I think what's natural with projects is, I started it a year and a bit ago. The things that I created most recently are the best designed things, or there were things along the way that I didn't consider and therefore caused bad problems or whatever later on. By doing this kind of like refactoring, I'm basically doing a refactor sweep through the entire thing, making it nice and pretty. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it even though I'm essentially just copying and pasting, but really slowly. But But yeah, there's enough refactoring and cleaning up to make it worthwhile, essentially. Good. Right, anyway, I'm going to head off to bed then, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow, it's Friday. So, I'm going to be... It's Dress Down Friday, which is nice. I'm going to be... I think gosh, I've got hiccups, I'm sorry. Last Friday, I got, like, red. Chris read me and he was like, "It's interesting that you didn't wear your odd shoes to this place." And I felt like I was being psychoanalysed, like I wore odd shoes confidently on my first Dress Down Friday at the old place, but not to this one. And it's literally, it's not a complicated reason as to why. Like, if I wear fully dark, the shoes that I wear based on two factors. Firstly, if it's raining. If it's raining, then I usually wear black shoes because they're waterproof. And Converse aren't. Or if I think that my odd shoes are too bright. So if I'm wearing this, what I'm wearing now, which is dark blue skinny jeans, I know they look black, and a black t-shirt, I think that specifically one white shoe is a bit of a like contrast. So I wear black shoes to make it like all kind of the same colour. If I'm wearing like a lighter top than I normally don't mind going Converse, but yeah, I'd like I think it's as soon as they commented, I'm like, now it looks that I only wore odd Converse to the other one because I didn't like it, and then this one I like, so I don't want to make a good impression. It's not that complicated. It's literally just dress code colours, trying to match and stuff. But yeah, so tomorrow getting up at normal time. I've got to fit a shave in before I go to work. And work, hopefully finish off this bloody thing and fix my bug that I've got. Was I explaining that bug to you earlier? I assume so. I explained it to Laura. I'm having a really weird bug with this bloody tutorial. That I have this issue where I didn't know how to do it. Spoke to someone else, and the only way of doing it was to kind of give up having immutable objects, which I don't want to do in my own stubborn way. And I didn't know how to fix it at all. It's to do with like transactional database links. If I take the transactional tag away from the unit test, the integration test, but it's like a test harness. I know. You shouldn't obviously have database connections in your tests ever, unless it's acceptance test and above. If I take the transactional tag off of the unit test, it works. If I put it back on, it doesn't. Now, this happened on one method. I asked someone, they said I should change stuff, and I kind of said I don't really want to, I want to keep it immutable. I carried on, like, I don't think the reason, like, just because this query doesn't work, I shouldn't re-architect my system, I should fix the query. So I tried to fix the query, and then it just kind of fixed itself. I don't know what happened, it just fixed itself. Can't remember what happened, and now it's happening for the fucking method after it, the next test. So, it's really irritating. But yeah, hopefully we can get over that. What I am finding difficult is splitting between C# development and Java development, because in one you have lowercase s in string, and one you have uppercase. You have lowercase method names in Java, you have uppercase method names in C#. It's fucking annoying. So Java, at work we have it, so if you press Control Save, it automatically reformats everything, which is really irritating. But yeah, I'm having fun though. I'm loving it. I need to go to bed. It's nearly 1:30. Catch you later.